Hello, everybody, Lotter for Life here, bringing guys a brand new video. So, I almost thought that this was an April Fool's joke, and I remembered that Japan's a day ahead of us. So, yeah, all the April Fool's stuff from Japan happened yesterday, and now we get to kind of just relish in the fact that these are real cards. We got new Fortune Lady cards and new Yosenjus cards, and counting the one previous card for each one revealed previously, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that these are probably it for everything that we're getting. And I'm really happy with these cards. I know a lot of people are kind of bashing on the Yosenjus stuff, and some people are kind of a bit mixed on the Fortune Lady cards, but I couldn't be happy enough. And I know that these are going to get butchered by the censors when they come over in TCG, so I'm probably going to buy these. Like, holy hell, like, at least a Synchro, because I love her artwork so much. This might be one of the few cards from Japan I buy. God, watch her be a Ghost Rare. I would love that. So, anyway, so, Fortune Ladies and Yosenjus, we got their rest of their, well, presumably the rest of their support revealed. Fortune Ladies got 2 new monsters, a new spell, and a new trap. And good old Yosenjus got, what, 3 new monsters and a new spell. So, let's get on to this. So, first and foremost, we got Fortune Lady Past, and yes, I'm talking about the Fortune Ladies first because I freaking love the Fortune Ladies. They're one of my favorite 5Ds archetypes, and it's always bugged me how they just kind of got the shaft, all things considered, with just how little Carly actually dueled after the Dark Signer arc. Speaking of Fortune Lady Past here, that's totally Carly when she was a Dark Signer. Color scheme and everything, and I don't know why my computer thought that I double-clicked. Now I gotta wait for it to load again. My computer's been acting up lately, but oh well. So, Fortune Lady Pass. Great artwork, by the way. Question mark attack, question mark defense. Level 1 Dark Spellcaster Tuner. Effect monster. This card's attack and defense become equal to this card's level times 200. Once per turn during your standby phase, increase this card's level by 1, max of 12. You can target one Fortune Lady monster you control, banish this card from your hand, field, and or graveyard, and, banish from your hand, field, and or graveyard any number of spellcaster monsters except the targeted monster, and if you do, increase or decrease the targeted monster's level by the same number until the end of the turn. So, you basically, while she's out on the field, once per turn, you can banish any number of Fortune Lady monsters, spellcaster monsters from your hand, field, and or graveyard to increase or decrease a Fortune Lady's monster level by 1 equal to the number, per the number of things. So you banish 3, you can increase or reduce the level of a Fortune Lady by 3. That's pretty cool. This can be handy in a few different situations. Obviously, it's meant so that you can instantly just make the Synchro pretty easily. But you can also use it to, like, pump up Dark so that she can attack over something, so you can use her revival effect. Or you can pump up, like, Earth and Burn for a bunch of damage, which is kind of cool. Unless Earth only triggers once every time that it goes up a level. I don't know. It's been a while. But, however, that is kind of nice for the various utility that you can use it for. Obviously, though, you're going to mainly be using it to alter the levels of your Fortune Ladies, so you can make the Synchro a lot easier. So, she's a level 7. This is Fortune Lady Ever. So we have Past and I guess Forever, really. We don't have Future, though. I wonder if we're going to get Future, or she might be a promo or something. I hope she's not a promo, because that'd be annoying. But, oh well. And, again, I think I mentioned, well, actually, no, I never did mention it in a video, but I did mention it on a community post. Which, by the way, check that community tab every now and then. I post a lot on there. But this looks like, what's her name? Solitaire Magician, I think. I think that's her name, but the question mark normal level 4 monster, no, she doesn't have question mark attack, 1600 attack, level 4 spellcaster who can, like, reduce the level of a Fortune Lady to pop a card. She looks like a grown-up version of her. I think that's Solitaire Magician. The name is, at least. I'm going to check once the YGO Pro decides to load. There we go. I'll give it more time. So, Fortune Lady Ever, level 7 light, Synchro, effect monster, attack question mark, defense question mark. Needs a tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner spellcaster monsters, so she is pretty generic, which is great as well. Let's double check that Solitaire. I'll come back to it. This card's attack and defense become equal to this card's level times 400. So 2800 total right out the bat, if I'm doing my math right. Probably not. So wait, 4, 8, 6, no wait, 4, 8, 12, 16, 2K, 24, 28. Yeah, 28. And then whenever her level goes up during your standby phase, you can banish a face-up monster your opponent controls, which is really, really good. And then once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other spellcaster from your graveyard, special summon this card. And that's pretty good as well. So basically, that since it's during your opponent's end phase, that immediately gets her primed for the standby phase level up plus banish, which is really good. Makes her a bit more annoying for your opponent, which is going to make them want to kill her through something other than sending her to the graveyard, like banishing her herself and stuff like that. And also, it gets her out of the extra monster zone, because so far this deck does not have a Link monster. I doubt it will get one, considering one of the other support cards in this. And also, it's just really good for, well, just general purposes. And then, let me just see, Solitaire. I think that's her name, right? Yeah, Solitaire Magician. I was right. Yeah, the resemblance is uncanny. Look at that. Oh, God. Little Miku plus Big Miku. So, yeah, I don't think Solitaire Magician is going to be played at all in the new, like, wave. So let's see here. New spell card, Fortune Lady Calling. So we do have non-monster Fortune Ladies, which is great for the, what was it called? Fortune Future, whatever it's called. The new continuous spell that searches out a Fortune Lady card on activation. So this is great. Loving the artwork, too. It looks like it's ever, like, summoning past. I don't know. That's what I'm kind of like getting from this. And yeah, that artwork is definitely going to get censored. Oh, that underboob. God dang it, why do my eyes immediately go there? So, normal spell card, if you control a Fortune Lady monster for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except for synchro monsters. Also special summon from your deck one Fortune Lady monster with a different name from the cards you control. This right here can immediately summon water, who immediately lets you draw two. I love this. So, if you guys don't know, the Fortune Ladies, like, one of their biggest aspects is how much draw power they have. Fortune Lady Water, whenever she is special summoned while you control a Fortune Lady monster, you get to draw two. Just draw two. It's not even once per turn. So if you, like, special summon her off of this, then, like, I don't know, sync away for good old, so you special summon her off of this, draw two, sync away forever, and then activate Monster Reborn to bring back water. You get to draw another two cards. And then they also have another draw card, which name, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like Future, no, it's not Future Visions, that's a field spell. But anyways, they have another draw card, which you return one of your banished Fortune Ladies to the graveyard to draw two as well. That's also not a once per turn. So, due to the deck having so much draw power, there actually was a Fortune Lady Destiny Hero deck that did really well back in the day under Master Roll 3, due to just how much draw power it had between water, the draw card for Fortune Ladies, and of course Destiny Draw and all the support for heroes. It was stupid. I remember that deck being like, oh, you would like Miracle Fusion using water and a Destiny Hero to make absolute zero, and then just punch for a bunch of damage. You would return water with the draw spell, get some more draws, and then just it was stupid. I loved it. Never did get around to being able to play it competitively. And then we have Fortune Lady Rewind, which, good lord, again, I love the artwork on these cards. It's just so cool, and it reminds me of Time Passage, I think is what the other card was. No, Time Passage is the quick play spell. But there's another Fortune Lady card that's a trap card that basically has, I think it has like Earth and Dark. No, not Earth and Dark. It has like Earth, Fire, and Light, I believe, on it, and it does something very similar to Rewind, but Rewind does what that trap does and better. So, Fortune Lady Rewind. Yeah, you can only activate one card or discard name per turn. Target any number of your banished Fortune Lady monsters with different names. Special summon them, but shuffle it into the deck during the end phase. Okay, so right off the bat, this again triggers Water's effect, especially if you have like her plus three other, I almost called them dudes, three other Fortune Ladies banished. Just bring them all out, draw two, and then if you brought out Light with this, during the end phase, Light gets shuffled back in the deck, and that will trigger her effect because she left the field with a card effect. Really, really stupid. I love this. I mean, with the new support, I don't think Fortune Ladies are going to be anything too broken, but this definitely gives the deck a lot of stuff that they needed. I'm loving it, personally. I love the artwork. They're all really good cards. Do I think that it's going to be enough to make the deck particularly broken? No. This is not going to make the deck broken. This is not going to make the deck even rogue, I think. It's just going to make the deck go from a barely playable fun deck to a playable fun deck. Now, could it do well? I don't know. Who knows? Konami might give it some more support later on, or there might be some more cards that we just don't know yet. Or again, there might be a promo that they haven't revealed yet. In which case, I really, really can't wait to see what they all do. I'm a big fan of this deck. Can't wait for everything. Honestly, I might just end up buying all the Japanese cards, like a playset of each, because I want these cards now. And they're coming out in Rising Rampage, which is our August set, so it's going to be forever, and God, I'm not going to have any time to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In August. Alrighty, so moving on. I think I know which card I'm going to use as the thumbnail, too. So we got... Oh god, the Yosenjus. So I like the Yosenjus. I like the Pendulum build more than anything. I know I'm in the minority with that, but I always have liked the Pendulum builds of the deck. And this deck, these new cards are more focused towards the Pendulum build, which is kind of cool. And I've seen a lot of people hate on these cards. So I'm going to just kind of give my 2 cents on it. By the way, this is Solitary Incarnate. Come on. Okay. Yosenju Saburo Kaze. They better change his name to Solitary here. I'm going to just freaking die of laughter if they do. Okay, so he's a level 4 Wind Beast Warrior, 1700 attack, 400 defense. Pretty typical stats for a Yosenju monster. If you control another Yosenju card, when this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 Yosenju Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. I love how it's Yosenju cards, so if you happen to have I believe the continuous spell has Yosenju in the name, you can then search out if you don't have like a monster that you can normal summon before him. Once per turn, you can target 1 card you control, place 1 Dizzying Winds of Yosen Village, or 1 Yosen Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. If you do, return the targeted card to the deck. Now, if you return the targeted Yosenju card to the hand, I wouldn't really mind as much, but it does return it to the deck, which is kind of annoying. You are getting a card for sending a card back to the deck, so it's not like the worst thing ever. The big reason why people don't really like this card is because, one, again, people don't like the Pendulum build, which I understand. I get it. I recognize it is the inferior build of Yosenjus, but as a big fan of Daibak and just how stupid that card is, especially when paired with Dizzying Winds of Yosen Village, I love it. Speaking of, the fact that the deck can now search out Yosen Village is really cool as well. For those who don't know, I believe Yosen Village is the trap card that states whenever a monster is returned to the hand, unless it's a Yosenju monster, that card gets shuffled back to the deck instead. Really, really, really stupid card, in my opinion, because A, Yosenjus bounce your opponent's cards a lot with like comma 1, I believe, and of course also Daibak, and heck, if you normal summon a 3 commas, you use their effects to bounce something, that gets shuffled back, and then you pendulum summon Daibak, Daibak shuffles back 2, so then that shuffles, it basically turns your Yosenjus into mini Madose Tiramisus, and I love it. But yeah, definitely, you know, I understand why people aren't a big fan of this card. This does facilitate the pendulum aspect more than anything else, and then it has a typical return to hand effect that Yosenjus have. Then we got Yosenju Izunamuchi, Rope Master. That's probably what he's going to get his name changed to. Kind of almost like a girl, but I can't tell. And Izuna, I know, is a girl's name, so I don't know. Changes it to Kizuna Ai. 800 attack, 1200 defense. You can discard this card during this turn. Your opponent's cards and effects cannot activate. You know, Yosenju monsters no more special summoned. Yeah, this is really, really, really good. I love this card just for that fact right there, because this, you discard, your opponent can't do anything in response to what you are doing for your normal summon, or your special summon as well, which is really good because it stops out Solemn Strike. I believe it also stops Torrential Tribute. I've heard mixed opinions on it. It says cards and effects, so I do believe it does prevent your opponent from activating Torrential, but I don't know. And then if you control another Yosenju monster while this card's on the field, you can activate this effect, draw 1 card. Pretty cool, and then returns the hand. Just an overall good card, I think. I think even in the non-pendulum builds, you'll probably want to play 1 of them to 2 of them. I kind of, just mostly for that draw effect, I feel like is what most people are going to use them for. But however, of course, that discard effect is nice as well. That, however, is a neg 1 inherently, so I don't know if people will do it, but it does come in handy, in my opinion, from time to time, especially if your opponent has a crap ton of back row. Then we got the new big pendulum monster, who's a freaking dragon. And almost looks like a TNWay card, which I never covered the TNWays, did I? Let me know, guys, in the comments if you want me to cover the TNWays. This is Yosenjus, oh dear lord, Hitatsu Meno Miraji, which I think Miraji is like Mirage, but I don't know what the rest of this is. Heck, Hitatsume Giant. But anyway, so 2k attack, 3k defense, which I believe is reversed Diebok stats. I'm not entirely sure on that. Skill 3, which I believe Diebok has a skill 3 as well. I can't remember. It's been so long since I played Yosenjus. So his pendulum effect is target one Yosenju card in your pendulum zone. Till the end of this turn, its scale is 11, but you cannot special summon monsters this turn except Yosenju monsters. This is really good right there for the pendulum build. You can target himself or you can target the other card, which is really, really good because then that basically makes it to where he is always live. Because by targeting himself, you make it to where you're, like, let's say you have the other low scale, but you have him in your hand. That way you can target himself. He becomes 11, then you can still pendulum summon. But if you have the high skill, you don't have to worry about that, so that's pretty cool. During your end phase, return this card to the hand, which lets you dodge your opponent's back row removal. Again, pretty awesome. Monster effect, this card cannot be special except by pendulum summon. A bit annoying, but oh well. If this card is no more special, you can target one card your opponent controls, return that card to the hand. I love how this can target any card, not just monsters. Most Yosenjus only target monsters to return, which is pretty cool that this card can target anything. So, your opponent has an annoying floodgate or something, just get rid of it for the turn. And then if I believe Dizzying Winds will also shuffle it back to the deck, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I think Dizzying Winds only affects monsters, but I can't remember. I'm actually going to check that too. Each time another card returns to the hand or deck by the effect of a card you control, all Yosenju monsters you control gain 500 attack. Pretty good, and basically just lets you pump up to go for big damage, try to go for an OTK. Then during the end phase, if you're a special one, return to the hand. Pretty cool card all around. Again, I don't think this card's going to be played unless you're playing the pendulum build, but god, that artwork is so cool. Really good artwork. Oh, that's Fortune stuff. Then we got the card that a lot of people have really mixed things about. When I first read Ritual, I'm like, wait, what? We get a Ritual spell? Where's the Ritual monster? No, it has nothing to do with Rituals. It would be cool if this deck did get a Ritual, but I guess we have the Shino Birds for that. So, Yosenju win Ritual Quick Play spell card. If you control 3 or more Yosenju monster cards with different names, return all Yosenju monsters you control to the hand, and then you can draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. So, this card is super mixed, okay? This card can be really good in certain niche situations, and so I feel like it's worthy playing as a one-of, but overall I don't see it being used too often. The only time I could see this really being used is if your Yosenjus are on the field during your opponent's turn and your opponent tries to kill them with something, and then you can chain this, return them to the hand, draw 2. That's pretty cool. Generally speaking, you're only going to get to draw 2 cards off of this card because you got to have a minimum of 3, and you draw until you have 5. So let's say you have all 3 commas out, and for some reason they aren't going back to the hand. It's your opponent's turn. They activate Dark Hole, chain this, add them back to the hand, draw 2. Pretty cool. And also, of course, if your opponent activates Torrential or something, you normal summon all your commas, you go for that last normal summon, opponent activates Torrential on that last normal summon, you chain this, bounce them to the hand, you save your monsters, you get to draw 2. That would be kind of cool as well, except there's 2 issues. One, not many people play Torrential. Heck, nobody really plays trap cards anymore, so this card's usefulness in that regard is kind of a mixed bag. It's made redundant for that. For the dodging aspect. Same thing with, well, during your opponent's turn. You don't typically have your Yosenjus on the field, and the only time that you really do is if for some reason you pendulum summon them instead of you normal summoning them. Which, again, doesn't happen ever. Especially if you're not playing the pendulum build. So, yeah, this card, it's really mixed. It really is. I've seen some people talk about, oh, you can chain it to like the last normal summon effect, so you can still normal summon another monster and still try to go for some damage and stuff. But I don't know. I'm mixed. It's a nice card, but I feel like it's definitely the weakest of the new bunch. So that's my overall thoughts with all of the new stuff. I'm definitely leaning more towards just how much I love the Fortune Lady stuff, but then again, I just love Fortune Ladies in general, so yeah. And as for the new Yosenjus, they're pretty cool, but I don't think they're going to be anything major. Now, just to double check, I want to check that Yosenju card. Yosenju. Come on. There we go. Oh, okay. Dieback has 3k attack, 300 defense. I thought he had 2,000 defense. Oh, well. Oh, they're all those skills. Okay. Oh, we still don't have Divine Winds, do we? I forgot all about that card. Oh, let's get rid of the anime stuff. There we go. So here's Yosen Whirlwind. This card's just objectively bad. I can't see any argument for it being good. It does return any card, though, which is kind of cool, but that's it. Yeah, okay, so if a monster would be returned. Okay, so, yeah, it is only for monsters that get returned that get shuffled back to the deck instead of being returned to hand, which is a bit annoying, so I guess if you return, like, a back row or something with Big Dragon here, you don't get as much of a benefit off of it as you would with the other things. So, that kind of makes that redundant. So, guys, what do you guys think of these new cards? Overall, I'm pretty happy with the Fortune Ladies. The Yosenjus, I'm a bit mixed on. I gotta actually play test them with the new Pendulum build to see how much I like it. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. See y'all later. Peace out and goodbye.